History in Motion is proudly brought to you by Midas Sport and its associate sponsors. Welcome to Zwartkops Raceway for round 6 of the Midas Historic Tour. All the drivers and crew were fired up for the weekend, and not even the drizzle could dampen their spirits, but it would provide some interesting racing throughout the day. First up, we take a spin around the track with Colin Clay in his 1971 Lola T70 Mark III.
Proceed to start a lap at Zwartkops Raceway. We're now in second gear into third gear. Go up to about 190 k's an hour, just lightly on the brakes, turn into turn 1. Try and hug the apex on the inside. Stay in third gear, hard braking, down into second gear, wide in, tight corner, and then accelerating hard out there from second into third. And normally we go into fourth gear, but obviously the traffic has slowed us down a little bit here. We just remain in third gear, brake heavily for turn 4. Normally we get up to about 224 at this particular point of the circuit. Stay in third gear, and we're going to negotiate the traffic going up the hill to the tabletop, which is turn 5. We in third gear, we'd brake hard into second gear through the right-hander, accelerate hard in second gear and into the last right-hander, going down the hill, still in second. At this point we go into third gear, accelerating hard, going down the hill, would brake hard on the inside here, normally obviously on the outside of the circuit, but we passed a car there, so that's a left-hander, second gear, back up to third gear and over the line.
Zwartkops is a fast but relatively short track and provides every opportunity to push the car to the limit, whether it is when pushing hard in a fast sweep or going for a pass taking a tight corner. We start off the action with the SKF Pre-66 Little Giants, a great class with many different makes of cars.
Many years ago, many years ago, I got one from my grandmother, and due to circumstances with engine breakages, etc., I was sort of like forced to sell it. And the moment the opportunity came up, I got my little Anglia again.
It's a 1960 Hans-Tuck racing replica. The car's got a bike motor in it. It came with an R69 bike motor in its day. Just after the Arceta BMWs, this one has got 1100 GS bike motor in it. So we're doing a lot of testing and whatnot. The bike or the car keeps on braking. So hopefully we've sorted it out. Today we're going to see.
Looking at the grid, it's Roger Houston who fills pole position in his 68 MGB. Alongside him is Nick Parrott in his 64 MGB. Third is Terence Boertes in his Mini Cooper S, with Vic Peachy in his 64 Alfa Romeo Giulia in fourth. The grid makes their way towards the start line, and it is the 2 MGBs who lead the pack. Heading towards turn 1, and Nick Parrott and Roger Houston are side by side. Terence Boertes in his Burgundy Mini Cooper S is in hot pursuit in third, with Vic Peachy dropping to fourth. The green Mini Cooper S of Wayne Plitt is right behind Peachy and hunting him down. Sean Cabrita in the red and white Mini Marcus has Josh Dovey coming down his inside, and Steve Truter attacking him from the outside. Josh Dovey now coming under attack from Jean Milan as they exit turn 2, with Jacques Bartman in his Alpha GT Jr. driving round the outside of the pair. Up front, the MG battle with Nick Parrott and Roger Houston rages on, but Wayne Plitt has managed to pass the pair and is looking to pull a gap over the MGs. Sean Cabrita in his 1966 Mini Marcus has gone wide out of turn 8 and makes a quick trip onto the dirt. Coming into turn 1, we see Sean Cabrita feeling the pressure from Terence Boertes as the Mini Cooper S has a look down the inside. On the back straight, we see Nick Parrott just ahead of Roger Houston, with Sean Cabrita joining in the fun as he dives up the inside of both Parrott and Houston as they charge out of turn 4 and up the hill. Coming up over the hill, it's Nick Parrott side by side with Cabrita, and Terence Boytes has pulled up on the inside of Roger Houston. Round Sassel corner they go, and Cabrita leads the pack with Boytes following him through. Oh no, Nick Parrott is slowing down. His throttle cable has snapped and now he has lost all drive. What a blow. He is out of the battle and more importantly, out of the race. We go on board now with Ferdy van Niekerk Sr., who passes Nick Parrott, limping his car back to the pits. Oh boy, it looks like Cabrita carried a bit too much speed into Goldwagen, and he now finds himself way off track. On the back straight, we see Keith van Heerden in his 57 D-Type Jaguar and Josh Dovey in his 1960 Austin Healey Sprite battle it out. Already up at Castrol Corner, Jacques Bartman in his Alpha GT Junior goes late on the brakes to go on the inside of Steve Trutter in his GSM Dart. Bartman keeps the inside line for Kenwood and moves up a place as they exit. Coming into Renix Khan, and John Martin in his 61 DKW F11 Junior is swamped as Peter Collings, Neil Oosthuizen, Martin van der Merwe and Brendan Tracy all stream past the slower car. Onto the start-finish straight, and Jacques Bartman has a look on the inside of Roger Houston, but the checkered flag is waving and Houston crosses to take third place. Terence Boytes takes second in his Mini Cooper S. And it's Wayne Plitt in his green machine who takes victory in race 1 of the SKF Little Giants. Confirmation of the results, and you can see Houston and Bartman were separated by less than 0.3 of a second. Sean Cabrita, after his excursion at Goldwagen, coming home to finish in 8th place. We catch up with the drivers.
Started off, it was a bit tricky in the beginning, the first 2 laps, a little light rain. Then we found the grip, and then it was action from there. Jacques was behind me like a bad race, managed to keep him at bay. And that's how we stuck out. Well done to those minis. They were gone, never to be seen again.
It was a good race. I had a bit of a bad qualifying this morning, but we seemed to sort out the car before the race. And now, like I say, I had a good race, good racing to Roger. It was good fun out there.
I got through the first 2 laps pretty quickly, and I was running second and made a big mistake into turn 8 here. And then I guess I was trying to catch up after that, but it left a little bit too much work for myself.
Well, I thought it was going to be a dice between 2 MGs from the front row of the grid, but Roger and I had a great dice for the first lap and a bit. Then I made my move to go past him, and my accelerator linkage came adrift. I must have just pushed a bit too hard, but we'll be back for the second race.
Diving into race 2 of the Little Giants, and it's the 2 minis of Wayne Plitt and Terence Boytes leading out the grid as they power into BMW Performance Parts, and already Roger Houston is making an attempt to steal away second place from Boytes. Heading into Renix Khan, and the MGB is unable to make the move on the Mini, and he is now under attack from the Alpha of Bartman. We head on board now with Ferdy van Niekerk Sr. in his 57 Porsche 356 as we watch as Frank Kopping in his 1960 Renault Dauphine drives by van Niekerk and pulls a gap. At Castrol Edge Corner, Wayne Plitt leads the field with Terence Boytes in second. Sean Cabrita in the red and white Mini Marcus is trying to make his way up through the field as they go round turn 4 and up to turn 5. The light and nimble Marcus should make quick work of moving up the field. Heading into Castrol Corner, and Terence Boytes is looking for any small gap past Plitt as he applies the pressure. Heading into Renix Khan, and we see Nick Parrott picking his way through the field after his DNF in race 1. He has his work cut out for him in race 2. Ferdy van Niekerk Sr. is now coming under some pressure from Ishmael Beloy in his 59 GSM Dart. We see Beloy shoot past and pull away as they head out of Speed and Sound Sweep. Heading into Goldwagen, and we get a snapshot of the diversity of the Little Giants grid as they make their way past the little DKW F11 Junior of John Martin. Oh no, Gene Milan has lost the back end of his car and spun round in the middle of turn 2, but is able to get going again. Heading up to Sassel, we see Mel Spur diving up the inside of Greg Tilvolbrake and just managing to keep ahead as they go round Kenwood. But Tilvolbrake fights back as they head into turn 7. On board now with Michael Koenig in his 64 MGB. He gets lapped by race leaders Wayne Plitt and Terence Boytes in their Mini Cooper S's. We follow our race leader Wayne Plitt now as he rounds turn 7 and heads towards Goldwagen on his way to the checkered flag and a double victory for the day. Terence Boytes follows him over the line for second. Looking at the results, and it's Roger Houston in third, with Keith van Heerden and Steve Tritter separated by just over 0.3 of a second, taking 4th and 5th place respectively. Let's hear from the race winner.
It was a super competitive race. Both heats were super close. It was a case of getting a good grid position. I was fortunate enough to sneak in on the first heat, take number 1 on the grid, and then I had to keep Terence away from me, which was hard work. He was right on my backside all the way over the line. I don't think any of us put a foot wrong, so fantastic afternoon, and fortunately the rain held up and we didn't have to take total advantage, because minis are absolutely fantastic in the wet.
She's starting to go well now. She's like, all her teething problems are getting sorted out, and we'll just carry on having good close racing in the future.
Thanks to Wayne and the Blue Alpha behind me for good clean racing. But no, really good fun race, and probably the best of the season for me.
Great fun. It's awesome. Obviously, Peter de Toy said to me, please won't you go drive the Angler and Little Giants this weekend? How could I refuse? I had absolute joy. It's not too much power. It swings a bit in the corners, but it's lots and lots of fun.
Join us after the break for more great racing on History in Motion.